Hey there, my name is Pravus, and welcome back to more oxygen not included in the super duper grouper base. Alright, we have a new duplicant available if we so desire it, and looking at this, actually I kind of do like this idea. Husbandry and agriculture, reasonably okay stats on both. We could really use a proper dedicated farmer and rancher, plus the animal lover trait just means even more husbandry. So like this is actually pretty good. The only downside to this character is no digging, which I don't love, but okay, we can rearrange some of our labor to make that work, and decreased machinery means this person should never do an operating skill. But aside from that, like these are two things I really kind of need. So I like this idea. We're gonna go ahead and pick you up, and this is going to be named Ruby. Hello, Ruby. Welcome to the base. I mean, technically I should probably wait until it's not nighttime anymore since you have really nowhere to sleep, but that's okay. That's okay, don't even worry about it. We'll get you a nice little mess table, and we'll get you a cot. Does Ruby start with skills? Yes, actually. Okay, well, you know what? We don't have any ranches yet, so let's go ahead and pick up the improved farming, and actually this skill is necessary to get to either critter ranching or crop tending anyway, and we'll give you a hat immediately. Man, 5 seconds in our base and Ruby already has earned a hat and has fallen asleep in front of the supercomputer. Yeah, that makes sense. That's perfectly fine. Don't even worry about it. Anyway, what do we want to do with this video? Well, we've done a pretty good job of setting up some of the bathrooms we're going to need. We are starting to slightly intrude on a few other little regions, which is great. Something we are going to need to do is start insulating a lot of this area off because the heat from the steam vent is starting to soak into the base in this general area, and I'm really not a fan of that arrangement, so I want to go ahead and get rid of some of that, but I have to be careful not to accidentally get the water into our base. That would be a bit of a disaster. Beyond that, I think we may want to start working towards some of these polluted water pools, drain them all into one big area, and then start pumping a lot of that water into our reservoir, because right now we don't have much in the way of polluted water, and you might think that's okay, and it kind of is. I mean, eventually, with the plumbing system we've already got, we already have some relief valves. This will start to fill up eventually, little bit by little bit. The more dupes we have, obviously, the more polluted water I generate. But it would be nice to have a larger tank of this stuff, because then I can start using it for some extra farming projects. I'm specifically thinking of a bristle blossom farm. Now, I know that bristle blossoms are, shall we say, a little bit on the controversial side because mealwood doesn't take any water to grow, right? All you need is dirt, and you can have these things grow for pretty much the entirety of the game, and people will end up being just fine. Dusk mushrooms are actually a really good option as well if you grow them in a dark area with carbon dioxide. No water required, very efficient way of getting some food. I like that. However, bristle blossoms cost a lot of water to grow. In fact, they're one of the least water-efficient plants out there, so you'd be inclined to think that they're a terrible option. And they kind of are. But I like the idea of bristle blossoms and a more advanced food that gives higher morale. I mean, do we need morale? No. But would it be cool to do? Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna try for in this video. And we may not keep it long-term, but we'll feel good that we did it. Oh yeah, something I'm gonna do real quick is I saw a comment of people saying you should probably go ahead and open up all of these pneumatic doors, because even though they are open, it does still keep these as an official room. And I guess that's completely fine because none of our shifts are set up in such a way that when people are sleeping, people should be making noise going up and down. So I think this is fine. And technically, if they don't have to wait for a door to open, it slightly improves speed. We're talking like an almost like negligible boosts in efficiency, but it's there. So I appreciate the comment. One tiny little issue I'm starting to have here is some polluted oxygen is starting to get around in the base, and that's bringing some germs with it. A couple things we could do on this front. One, we could actually bury the storage bin with any polluted dirt or anything else in it that could be generating some of this gas. Bury it underneath some of the water so it can't emit gas anymore. That's one thing to do. Alternatively, just for now, what we could do is set up a quick little deodorizer, if I can remember where the heck that thing is. And a deodorizer will clean out the polluted oxygen and turn it into something that we can use. There you go. It does take up some sand as a medium, but I think that's going to be fine. Let's just go ahead and place one of these things down. There we go. That sucker is powered and working, and it will start taking the polluted oxygen, making it into something breathable, and kill all these germs off in the process. Excellent. All right, now down over here, I'm starting to dig out an area heading toward this slime biome. And we're going to try to drill things out over here and kind of drain the water all into one area. I could try to set up like a Paku farm which I've never actually done before. Little fishies over here. You grow these things up. It actually isn't a terrible way to try and get some extra food. Sushi and whatnot. But I don't know, I'm not sure it's a really high priority. It's just something we could do. One thing I am gonna do, however, is take advantage of, I'll call it a bit of an exploit. It kind of is, but kind of isn't. I don't know, it's a weird mechanic in the game. At least I think it's weird. What we're doing is we're setting up a small little area right over here where people are going to walk through a pool of water. And if properly set up, this pool of water is going to make it so that no gas of any kind is able to pass through here at all. Now, why does this work? Well, basically, the way that this is going to work in this game is every single tile is taken up by some sort of gas or liquid every single time. So if I were to have, let's say all the way up to here, enough water drizzled into this area, just enough that there's even a drop of water in this zone, this is now considered to be a water tile. Gas can't pass through a solid tile of water, and it can't pass through a drip of water in this tile. So by setting it up this way, we effectively create a gas-proof seal that our dupes are still able to walk through, and it's more effective than even having a mechanized airlock. I know, it's kind of dumb, and I really think that this ought to change, but a lot of the, again, I say meta strats are based around this. But these two tiles, for example, just like that, purely water. No gas can now pass through. We'll continue to fill it a little bit just to make sure something doesn't get messed up. But, like, just like that, whoop, well, kind of, hang on. We'll get a little bit more water in here. But that's really all it's going to take. And now, none of this polluted oxygen will be able to get into the base. And most importantly, none of the germs floating around in the air would be able to get into this base. Crazy, huh? Now, one thing I want to be sure we never accidentally do is bring slime into the base. That is not something I want to do. This stuff can bring along some slime lung germs, and we don't like that idea. So right over here, top priority, this storage bin is going to have the slime placed inside of it. And with the help of this small little liquid lock, it should not be able to get anything through into the main base. And with wash basins in place, no one should be bringing any germs into the base either. But you can already see it's starting to get around a little bit in this polluted oxygen. But look, the polluted oxygen is not getting in over here. It's still just carbon dioxide. As long as we keep this liquid lock, we're gonna be fine. It's so stinking weird that this works. Now, one thing you can do to kind of get around this is literally dig up all of the slime that you find, get rid of all of it, and eventually, over a long period of time, we might very well find that a lot of the germs here are going to go away. Might take a while, but it should be working. How are we doing as far as germs? Still nothing getting tracked into the base? Good. Oh, wait. You do have 10,000 germs on you, Shadow. Just be safe. Please get back down over here and go ahead and wash your hands. Again. I know. There's lots of this. It turns out wash basins might actually struggle a little bit to get rid of all the slime lung. Just a little bit. Okay. Yeah, well, okay. One thing we could try to do is maybe set up a deodorizer over here. And with a deodorizer, we can start processing away a lot of the polluted oxygen and start gradually eating away at the slime lung, because slime lung germs cannot survive in clean oxygen. So maybe clearing some of this area out will at least make it so there's less germs. It's still not going to be perfect. At some point, we're kind of fighting against the clock to destroy the slime as fast as we can. Now, while everyone's worrying about all of that, let's go ahead and set ourselves up a nice little liquid pump right over here. And this pump, of course, is going to take some water. Now, what's the temperature? 32 degrees. Little on the warm side. I'm thinking we could use insulated pipes to go ahead and take all of that away. The only downside of this is it does take a lot more material, but we also are rolling in sandstone right now. We have many tons of that, so I guess that's okay with me. Let's just go ahead and start piping all of this stuff into the base. And is this going to be a long pipe system that's going to take forever to do anything? Oh, absolutely it is. But you gotta get started somewhere. What's this I see? An ice biome! Thank God. Alright, so we found one, including some wheezewort, some sleet wheat, and so on. This will be great. Okay, we can use ice pretty effectively. Ooh, what's this? Anti-entropy thermonullifier? That looks kind of fun. Don't know what it is, but it sounds like a lot of fun. One thing we can do with ice is, I mean, yeah, you can also kind of do the same thing we're talking about with the cool slush geyser and try to run a lot of hot things through it and melt the biome, but gradually just kind of leach away the energy. And that's one thing you certainly could do. Alternatively, just mine up a bunch of the ice and then just drop it into your reservoirs like giant ice cubes, and it actually can cool a lot of things down over time as well. There's a lot of things you can do with ice. It's great to have ice. To be honest, I'd rather have ice more than I would like to have anything hot, because it's very easy for us dupes to create hot things like these coal generators. It's a little harder for us to get rid of that heat once we've made it. Oh boy. Another dupe? Do I dare take on another dupe right now? I mean, an operator would be nice. Really good machine operation speed and stuff, plus the caregiver for medicine. Only thing they're not good at is anything involving farms. That's not a huge deal. A really good operator could be nice. It would speed certain things up. It's not crucial. But how often do we run into this? Oh god. All right, we're gonna take on another dupe. It's gonna be Viola. That should work. All right. New operator, of course, joining at nighttime when everyone else is already going to bed. So, I mean, you know, we kind of run into the same issue we had before. But that's fine. It's fine. Who's worried about it? Okay, you get a table all to yourself. Viola, you are primarily going to be a doctor and an operator. Barring that, let's see, you are not allowed to do any sort of farming or ranching. That is forbidden unto you. And then, I don't really care what else you do. How about some digging? I could really use someone else who is dedicated at some digging. That wouldn't be bad. As far as skills, looks like you're going to be going for the improved tinkering, because why the heck not? And that gives you a nice little hat. Okay, the liquid pump is up and running, and actually, it is already pumping. Okay, hang on, let's take a look at the plumbing overlay. So we do have 10 kilograms per packet of polluted water coming through at about 28 degrees Celsius each. That's actually not as hot as I thought it would be, considering we're pumping from around 32-ish, but okay. It's just a little bit colder over here thanks to the ice biome. That seems to be helping a little bit. All right, that's fun. By the way, Wheezeworts, these little guys. We used to make prolific use of these in Oxygen Not Included because you could set up a whole bunch of them in planter boxes and create a really nice cold room with which you could cool down a whole bunch of gases and or liquids. It was pretty nice. They're a bit riskier now, though, because radiation is a concern in this game, like the uranium and stuff. And you notice here that the Wheezewort actually emits radiation, so they're not really safe for your dupes to be around, especially in any large quantity. So yeah, that's a new thing you gotta worry about. Anyway, what I wanted to see over here is what's gonna happen with this polluted water. I imagine we actually are already overloading the system. So hey, look at that, the relief valve works exactly the way I said it would. Hooray! But anyway, this stuff's gonna come up over here and it's gonna automatically go into this unless there's a little bit of space in the sieve, in which case it just kind of gets cycled through, but there we go. So okay, just like that, we are now preparing a whole bunch of polluted water. Well, with all of this getting sorted and we're gradually clearing out a lot of the slime in this area, let's go ahead and start thinking about some upgrades to the farms. Since we now have 7 dupes, more food is probably gonna be a necessity at some point. So I do like the idea of working on something. And with this polluted water, it's not that infeasible to go ahead and set up some of these hydroponic farms, because they just got to get irrigated in some way, and that should be fine. The problem I've got with bristle blossoms specifically is I'm pretty sure that they are very temperature dependent, and using kind of warm-ish polluted water might become a little bit of a problem at some point or another. In fact, a lot of this base might actually be too warm in general, thanks to this cold generator. We may want to consider moving this cold generator somewhere else. Somewhere where it is going to have a less immediate direct impact on everything around us. It's not a bad idea, to be honest. Yeah, we may want to do that. Like, let's say down over here or something. That could be okay. Of course, if I am going to be generating heat down in this area, then I do want to make sure that we insulate part of the tank over here, just prevent some of the energy from getting into our water pool. Having warm water is a little bit of a pain because perhaps unsurprisingly, there's a significantly higher molecular density to a tile of water, and I think the specific heat capacity in general is going to be a lot larger than the oxygen itself anyway. Yeah, you can see that down over here. So 1,000 kilograms of specific heat capacity with 4.179 DTU per gram per Celsius here is going to be a heck of a lot more thermal energy stored in a pool of water than all the gas around it. So if your water pool gets warm, what I'm trying to say is that's a really hard problem to solve, because it's actually pretty easy to pump cool air through a base. It's really hard to cool down many, many tens of thousands of kilograms of water. One thing that's really satisfying in this game is when you don't have a whole mess of tasks queued up, so everyone puts their mind to a single project. In this case, I have decided to dig out the area directly above my printing pod in favor of some hydroponic farms. Is this the most effective setup I've ever used? Absolutely not, but it could kind of work for me. So this is what we're going to try for anyway, and these hydroponic farms, yes, are going to be for blossom seeds. Do I have an absolute ton of blossom seeds? No, I have actually a lot less than I expected. I kind of figured we'd have almost at least 10 by now, but 9 I guess we'll have to do. Anyway, these little guys are a little bit finicky. They want to have irrigation, so we're going to be pumping up some of this polluted water toward that end and just kind of drop it off over here. Also, they need light, so that's why I'm having to build these in patches where I should be able to place, under furniture, some ceiling lights that will capture all of these things in a nice bright glow. So something like this. If you built the room a little bit taller, then like, yeah, maybe we could, I don't know, maybe we could reach more of the bristle blossoms. But for now, 4x4 is fine. And I'm leaving some room over here because in the future, I might want to place, where is it? There's like a fertilizer station you'll be able to use at some point. I'm not sure if I have that yet. There it is, farm station, there it is. Produces micronutrient fertilizer and increase the growth rates. That's what we need. It has to be in a greenhouse room. So we can place a couple of these suckers down, and that's just going to increase the efficiency of a whole lot of stuff. I also went ahead and researched the improved ventilation, because at some point we might want to start taking advantage of things like the insulated gas pipes. Because once you're working... Oh, actually, HVAC wouldn't be a bad idea either. We should probably go ahead and start researching that next. Once we're dealing with these bristle blossoms, I mean, even if we do get these things irrigated, they're very sensitive to some of their temperature requirements. Can we actually see here? Yeah, body temperature 5 to 30. If it gets above 30 degrees Celsius, then these things are not going to grow. So it's not uncommon with bristle blossoms to have to also... ventilate in some colder air into this area and keep everything nice. It's one of the reasons I liked this area. The temperature is a nice, comfortable 22 degrees Celsius, and as long as we're not creating a huge source of heat down here, it should more or less remain that way for a while, so I feel like that's a pretty good way to go. So have we officially been able to create a greenhouse? Yes, we have. Okay, so now the farm station actually can be used. Excellent. So already, Ruby is creating some of this whole micro-fertilizer stuff and is going to start fertilizing all the plants. That makes me think that between all of these, which is going to be, what, 24 bristle blossoms at full capacity, that should be worth plenty of food in order to keep all these guys going, I think. We do have the Farmer's Touch, which is added onto this. So yeah, it literally doubles the growth speed. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's gonna be a lot of growth. We're gonna have plenty of food if we can get this thing up and running. Plenty. What is going on? Someone singing? Hello, Bad Burrito. Are you yodeling? You are. You're yodeling and boosting up the machinery construction strength of yourself, and I'm pretty sure everyone around you. If they get serenaded, was Ruby serenaded? Ruby's been serenaded. Look at that, 5 across the board. Oh, dude, yodeling's awesome. Okay, we finally hooked up some of the plumbing. Sure looks like we have. Degrees leaving at 30 degrees. I'm a little bit worried about this, to be honest. Wait, am I wrong on something? I thought polluted water works on these things. Does it not? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, man. Oh, no. Hang on. This may be one of those moments where you have to reload the last save and prevent this from happening. I could have sworn that polluted water worked even on bristle blossoms, but if that is not the case, then all I've just done is filled up all the hydroponics plus all these pipes with polluted water that I can't actually use. And now I'm starting to think that that might actually be the problem. Hang on, let me look something up. Yep, reloading. Dang, I am apparently very stupid. I could have sworn this used to work. I think that maybe, just maybe, it used to, and that's something that has been changed in the game since the last time I played about 3 years ago. I don't know, but regardless, okay, so we can't use polluted water for this purpose. That's fine. We have an unused liquid pump down here. The only problem I've got with this is it means we're going to start draining through my actual water a bit faster than I originally was planning. So this is going to step up my plans to go for a cool slush geyser plus a cool steam vent in order to create unlimited water. All right, so is this working as intended? Yes. Tiny little packets of water are going to be constantly trickling up into this area now in order to keep these bristle blossoms going. And yes, indeed, they are now actually growing. We can enable at least this one right here. A lot of polluted oxygen, by the way, sweeping in from my, shall we say, giant urine jar. I don't know what you want to call this thing, the reservoir of urine. So the stank appears to be going through over here. We're going to try to clear some of this out. I placed the deodorizer a bit more strategically to try and prevent this from continuing to be an issue. So, yeah, we'll get this figured out eventually, but that's no big deal. So we have a second greenhouse? Yes, we do. Okay, perfect. All right, so this should take care of most of my food needs for the rest of the game. If we want to continue getting meal lice, we could, but it's probably grossly excessive. We could happily start taking some of these down and giving my my farmer less to worry about. Now, I do think I'm going to do something a little bit crazy come tomorrow. Let's see, actually we have mostly just a bunch of people with nothing to do. Perfect. Here's what we're going to do, and this is a little nuts, but it should work. We are going to deconstruct just the buildings of these areas here. Why am I doing this? Because it is my belief that through the application of tiles and placing these along here, we should be able to open up this water pocket right here and use gravity to quickly drain it down into the reservoir so I don't have to bother with the pumping system. It's gonna kill off, like, access to these areas for at least a little bit, but I'm pretty confident this sucker's gonna work, dang it. Now, never fear, I haven't stranded my people completely. It is still totally possible for them to go the long way around. It's not desirable, but this shouldn't take very long to dig up here and go ahead and get a ladder up and running, am I right? So, this should be pretty easy to do. It won't take long, and it's gonna get us a lot more water a heck of a lot faster. Oh, no, another dupe who's not bad. Increase creativity. I don't even have anyone with that yet. A lot more construction speed. Ooh, this is like a plus 12 construction dupe. Okay, I think we're gonna take this one too. It's gonna be Foxytrot. All right, thank you for your support, and into the base you go. Once again, while everyone is sleeping. Man, the timing of this, it just keeps working out that way. And just like that, we have a full barracks. I really was not expecting to have 8 dupes by cycle 48, but you know what? If we've got the food to go around to take care of them, I don't really see why not. Let's go ahead and give Foxytrot some extra construction skill and go ahead and put on your special hat. And here comes the water. Woo! Oh gosh, it's actually spilling in a few areas I wasn't expecting. I thought it was gonna go straight down. Oh no! Oh, wait, no, we flooded so many things. Oh, gosh, the humanity of it all. This did not drain nearly as fast as I thought it was going to. Oh, no, oops. Right, no, this is, it's fine. It's all going out into the same water pools and stuff anyway, right? It doesn't matter, we can mop this all up. That's not quite what I was envisioning. I was thinking, like, just drain a little hole and it would just, like, swirl around and just go straight down. But no, there apparently are other physics. It splashed. It caught on things. That's great. Speaking of physics, it's actually got the viscosity that it's hanging around on the fire pole. Water tension is a thing, apparently. Anyway, all right. So we need to be ending up this video here. Viola does have another skill. You know what? I'll go ahead and let you get a little bit more buffed up in the electrical engineering and the operating skill. Not that we really need much operating right now, but I might as well make you really good at it. And then once this is drained out a little bit more, we'll go ahead and fix this thing out. In the meantime, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I'd ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.